Hey, everybody out there. Just thought I would share with you the setup that I have here today for a long marathon bluegrass recording session we've been doing today with an artist named Greg Blake. Greg is originally from West Virginia, and he also lives in Kansas now, I believe. But we had a legendary bassist Mark Schatz on the bass. We had Jacob Metz on dobro and banjo, Ainsley Porchak, Grandmaster Fiddle Champion on fiddle, and Jesse Brock, IBMA Mandolin Player of the Year 2 times, was on mandolin. So we're here at the East Tennessee State University Recording Lab, and you'll see that we've got our API console back here, and this is the aftermath of a 12-hour day in the studio. You can see we've got charts down here and a little bit of patching going on there. The console itself. I like to keep little snacks here. I've got grapes right next to a little bag of grapes there that I'll snack on throughout the day. We also did 3 country songs, and for that I've got my old Telecaster and Vibrolux there. It's in good condition. Going in here, we've got a green room here, and it serves as an ISO booth. And I've got my U47 here. Now, not every artist is able to do what Greg Blake can do. Greg is an incredible singer. He sings in tune, he sings with feeling, he sings with emotion, and he sings with his guitar in his hand. And that's the way he records. And I'm not going to tell Greg that, oh, we got to do overdubs, we're going to tune your vocals, we're going to do this and that, and blah, blah, blah. He's good enough. He doesn't need that. So we set it up where he's got a vocal mic, a vintage Neumann U47 here. And we've got a KM84, an old Neumann KM84 right here. And it's positioned, I'll sit down here, it's positioned to where that the vocal is right here at his mic, or the mic is right here as vocal. It's been a long day. And the guitar mic is facing right at about the 12th fret of the guitar, right at the neck joint area. And you might worry about this being out of phase, but I'm not worried about it because I'm panning the guitar mic to the left in the mix or to the right in the mix, and it gives a little bit of a stereo effect because you've got a little bit of bleed from the guitar into the vocal mic, just enough to where it feels like you're in a space. Any vocal that gets into the KM84 is insignificant. It's not bothering anything. So what's more important is that Greg is performing well, and he does a great job at just singing and playing. So we've got him set up here. This is a little bitty room, a lot of drywall, and the doors, when they're closed, there's a lot of hard surfaces, so I've set up like a baffle. The wall already has some absorbers on it, but I also set up this kind of gobo right here to help tame any reflections within the room. And that's our lead vocal and guitar setup there. Moving into the live room, because this is coronavirus, we're in a coronavirus situation here. We want to make sure that everybody has enough room, and we didn't want everybody in here. So that's why Greg is in the green room. And over here we have the bass position. This is where Mark is working, and we have a KSM 44, Shure KSM 44 mic on the, like around the bridge height of the bass. And we've got a KM84, Neumann KM84 here for around the fingerboard area to get a little bit of attack. Everybody knows I love KM84s. They're just an incredible mic. And Mark, also because he's playing bass, he's got a talkback mic right here to set up this SM 7B for him to be able to talk back. We use an Aviom Q system here, and it is loaded. Every single position on there has been used, just about. I've got some gobos here, a whole line of gobos, and then we have the mandolin position right here, and a little bit of a makeshift gobo right here. 2 KM84s, spaced pair. One coming in kind of towards the top F hole, one towards the bottom F hole, and moved around to where it doesn't sound too boomy. On the other side here, Jacob Metz was playing banjo and dobro, and so because I didn't want to have to tear down during the session, I made him a little station here. He's got 2 stations. He's got the dobro area right here and the banjo area over here. And what he prefers on the dobro is an XY stereo pair, mic'd down around the cone of the dobro. And so we've got a pair of Neumann KM184s. If I had 2 more 84s, I'd have used them. But 184's there. And on the 5-string banjo, we've got a spaced pair, a U87 right here, and a Peluso P28 tube mic. That's a small diaphragm tube condenser mic. And from the player's vantage, you have, if the banjo is right here, you've got kind of this bottom right-hand bout that the U87 picks up, and the Peluso is picking up right about the neck joint, like how you would mic an acoustic guitar almost. And you move them around to taste, get them just the way you want them. Listen, use your ears, and determine what sounds the best. And then Jacob has one cue system here, and just placed between both chairs, so he can go from one seat to the next. Got him an instrument stand here, and his charts are right there in the middle. So that saves a lot of time. Now, a fiddle will tend to bleed onto everything. It's not so good to have bleed from the fiddle in a live room going directly into the bass mic, because it makes it harder to deal with the bass. So we have another row of gobos right here, and I've built a little cubicle here for the fiddler. Ainsley has her own space, and we've got a full broadband absorptive wall right here, along with broadband absorption from the gobos. Little bit of diffusion here in the back to make it sound a little lively. And the microphones I've been really loving for a while on fiddle. This is a Blumline pair of ribbon mics. These are the RM6 by Bumblebee Pro Audio in Latvia. Artur Fischer is the guy who designed these, and he's got a whole line of ribbon mics. He has a 2-inch long ribbon called the RM5. That was his first design. That's kind of like a vintage RCA type of mic. The RM6 is a short ribbon, 1-inch ribbon, and very light 1.2 micron ribbon in this, so it picks up transients a little better. He also has an active ribbon that he just released called the RM7, and that one has output like a condenser mic. It's really hot. But I really love the RM6 for fiddle. He's got a little coupler here in the middle called the Blumline coupler, and so you put these at 90 degrees from each other, and from this vantage point, you can see that's what the fiddle sees. And it's probably a foot or a little over a foot over where the fiddler is holding the instrument. She's got her chart here, got her headphones. Another thing with fiddle, as a fiddler myself, headphones are critical because you've got the instrument right here under your left ear. And it's natural for you to hear the instrument from this side. However, when you put closed back headphones on, you're not getting that natural response. Everything is going through the, through the mics and through the system, and it can be really hard to hear pitch, intonation, and tone. And so I have found a lot of times it works for fiddlers to use maybe an open back headphone that you might not usually use, or people wouldn't think to normally use in a studio setting, because a lot of leakage comes around these. But the sound is so much better. You can monitor more quietly. You won't be turning them up as loud, and you can hear the fiddle through the headphones a little bit. And you turn up the sound of your mic just a little bit, just to get a little enhancement. So that's how I've set up this studio. Everybody's in a live room here. We want everybody to be distant and blocked away from each other. Here's another panned view of how this all works. And we've been able to do overdubs just fine. They're not electric instruments, so they're not super loud. And any bleed that you do get just sounds nice and warm. So let's see, anything else? I got a little bit of editing to do tonight. I'm pretty whooped. It's been a long, long day. This is our second day. We've done 8 songs in 2 days. And tomorrow we're going to do a few overdubs and some harmony vocals. So anyhow, I just thought I would share a few tips for miking bluegrass instruments and setting up a studio for that type of recording. That's just the way I do it. And that's just the way I did it for this session. Sometimes, the guitar player will play without singing, and you set up differently for that. So anyhow, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page if you would, Professor Dan. And I'll be posting more videos periodically, okay? Have a good night.